another courtroom is calling me for a sentencing date. So for example, if Judge King or one of the other felony judges, if they take a plea and the person Tasha said the wheels of justice are gonna roll you right into the Wayne County jail. Tasha, Tasha, you know what I say? I say you gonna go behind them gray doors. Have y'all heard me say that? You gonna go behind them gray doors, and the wheels of justice gonna roll you out. I thought your favorite quote was gonna be "Grace and mercy is leaving the room." That's what I thought. I thought you were gonna say "Grace and mercy is leaving the room." Okay, so you're right. Oh, yep, I said that too. Oh, look at this. Well, hi, time served. Hi, time served. I guess you said I came on your live. You gonna come on mine. Hi, how you doing? And I hope you stop putting those extra stuff on my face and stuff. You said, April said, I watch your cases on the weekends. Please don't make them stop. April, I just told you why. And since time served is here, I'm gonna say again, time served, Law Talk with Mike. The other guy y'all told me. Then it's a female that has done videos. And then I saw some other videos. They're going to make me stop live streaming. They are, because they're not being respectful to me and the people. They're not being respectful. Come here, just tell me I don't have jurisdiction over you. And
oh boy, what are we doing? What's up, people? How are we? Oh boy, time served has something to say. Judge Bryant has
Heather, let me find your question.
Has taken it to us. I love it. I absolutely love it. She was in our chat yesterday. It wasn't a troll. We trolled her. But she wasn't here. She had something to say. And I've always put her and all the judges in a positive light. I never, ever had my intentions, my intentions were bad in any way. And I did apologize. She does get offended, and I am going to be modifying my videos when it pertains to her. I'm not going to stop. She knows that. And I do invite you to see that there's more to her than someone screaming on the bench and what she thinks, and we call her Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and the fire and all that. That's all in good fun. But for her, it's not. And what hit me yesterday was it could be my daughter or a friend of mine or a relative that could be getting spoofed on. Am I going to stop? No. Am I going to have a little more compassion? Correct. So what I had to say was, I thank you and I appreciate everything that you've done for me, because without you and the other judges, there is no time served. There is no other channels. There's no genre niche on YouTube without people like her. And for her to come on and take us on, hats off. Hats off. She could have just kept ripping me on the live and, you know, doing this and doing that, pulling the live without even talking to us about it. I just will change it up when it comes to Judge Bryant. And I see some of you saying what other creators may do, but it's the faces that are getting her. and I get where she's coming from. No one's gonna stop. I understand where she's coming from, and I do think she should get on YouTube. And she had what, 38 subs last night. She hopped on with us, talked to us, and now she has close to 3,000 subs overnight. So she does what she needs to do. She is very religious. That is one of the things I respect most about her, because without my faith, I wouldn't be here. It carried me to you guys. And just remember that too. Everything I do here, it started with you, because you guys were more than just a paycheck. This is not a paycheck. Yeah, it's cool, it's great, but you know what? It's awesome. You know, seeing the good and the bad comments. You know, I know I'm obnoxious at times. I know I can be a jerk, but I'm also and for all of you who are new and you don't know, and for Judge Bryant, she doesn't know, and I know you're watching. I know you're watching. I am a special education teacher, and I should show a little more compassion. I'm an idiot, I know. But I am a public servant as well. Law Knight, thank you very much. And Monica, Law Nurse 60 bed, and you make the right call. Thank you. And we got some memberships. So I am going to be changing it up, guys, but not for anybody else but her courtroom. Because I don't, let's put it this way, I don't want to be the reason she pulls her live, because that's what's going to happen. So if I have to be the one or lead the charge and say, guys, pull back a little or we're going to lose Judge Bryant, it's going to happen. She's going to do it. So, of course, there's many other courts, but she's great. Come on. Gray doors. Miss Stevenson, come on. So let's just understand where she's coming from for a second. And you know what? So this is the plan, and then we're going to get to the clips, because you know I don't like sitting here preaching. You know I don't like it. So what I am going to do is I'm going to, in the upcoming week or two, I am going to have a live, and I'm going to make it a full-fledged fundraiser for all the supers, all the donations. We're going to put them out there, and going to make it for a charity of Judge Bryant's choice, as a token of thank you for giving me this opportunity, for everything she's done. So it's going to be, and I also think she should, and I'm going to throw this out here for her, because, you know, we're homies now, Judge Bryant and I, you know, we're buddies. So I'm going to say, maybe come on this show, and for every super chat, it'll be a question that she will answer for you, and then that will go to charity. Because I don't know the ins and outs of her monetization, and I don't want to sit here. Thank you, Bob Dodds, for the donation, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. All right. And I don't want to make supers and collect it on my own if she's on here. So we'll make it for a charity of her choice. And look out for your mail, Judge Bryant. Time Served may have sent you a little care package for you and your staff. Just a little thank you. So it's not any illicit drugs like cocaine like in the White House. So I don't want the 36 Dixers being on the news for illicit things in there. It is something you love, and it's from all of us. And I put Time Served and the court nerds. So I appreciate everything, Judge Bryant. This could have gotten very ugly. And if she wants to go, I'm ready for a fight. So let's go. But I do invite you, Judge Bryant, on here to come on, do a Q&A with the people, and we will make a charity and do it for a charity of your choice, just to say thank you. So, without further ado, let's get rolling to the clips. Chris, VIP nerd, and Laura making it rain. Yes, once again. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, my girl, my crazy. And I just want to thank a lot of my moderators and people in the Discord. I'm going to drop a link to her ministry on Facebook. Just give her a follow. And honestly, no stupid shit on her at all. She's a genuine person. She really is. We felt it. So I really appreciate everything she did. So let's get rolling. See, that's the most I'm ever going to talk. 15 minutes of blah blah. But Judge Bryant, we respect you. Thank you so much. Toby, thank you very much. All right, let's get rolling. I got a Judge DeSanto clip, and then I found one from today. All right, Judge Bryant, we love you. And we never think fire's coming out. It may look like that, but we love you. See you later. Call me later, Judge B. All right? Call me. Text me. All right. See you later. All right. Let's get it rolling, people. Let's get a little Judge DeSanto up first. Here we go. Hold on. Give me a second. What's going on?
Okay, can you unmute, please? Okay. I don't know what.
Oh, all right, Deborah. Only 10 minutes? Sorry.
Yeah.
The Wyandotte Police Department received several anonymous tips that Thomas Zempel is involved in the sales of narcotics. Information is Zempel lives at 361 Bill, apartment 14 in the city of Wyandotte. Name check and surveillance confirms that Zempel lives at 361 Biddle. A check of the in-house computer shows 5 different drug-related arrests since 2017 through March of 2023 for Mr. Zempel. Criminal history of Mr. Zempel shows 3 felony drug convictions and he's currently has a drug case 2 drug cases downtown 3rd Circuit. On Wednesday, July 3rd, 2023, Wyandotte Officer A. Grote was patrolling the area of 361 Bill and observed a vehicle exit the car rush across the street from 361 Bill. Officer Grote made a traffic and arrested possession of methamphetamine just building through an unlocked side door.
Hold on, guys. That's her court. Hold on, let me get to that.
Just noticed that Mr. Zempel was sitting on a chair. He had a folding knife in his right hand. They ordered the ground with short struggle. He was pepper sprayed. He was taken into custody. In the bedroom, on the table, and on the floor, officers located a total of 18.74 grams of field tested positive methamphetamine, a total of 2.43 grams of cocaine, a digital scale with white residue, 2 cell phones, numerous used crack and meth pipes, and a wallet belonging to Mr. Zempel that had his Michigan driver's license on it. In the kitchen, officers recovered numerous used meth and crack pipes, 2 digital scales with white residue, and residency to Mr. Zempel. And it should be noted that he, again, his criminal history was quite lengthy.
Okay, yes, thank you. Okay, and then I apologize, we have to do Cunningham, let's redo Cunningham as well. And we're still on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Javion Cunningham, 231684, and again, your name for the record, please.
Detective Sergeant Ken Grote.
All right, you're still under oath, you may proceed.
On Saturday, June 24th, 2023, approximately 19:15 hours, Wyandotte officers Judge and Haskins were driving a semi-marked Wyandotte police car. And Deputy Chief Hamilton and myself were driving a semi-marked Wyandotte police car. We were assigned to work the 4th Street Green Cruise. Officers driving back from a previous call were in the area of Fort and Southfield in the City Link Park, and we saw a male later identified as Mr. Cunningham driving a white and blue dirt bike southbound on 4th Street. Cunningham was driving in a reckless manner, doing wheelies, standing on the seat while driving and speeding. Mr. Cunningham was not wearing a helmet, he just had sunglasses on. As the dirt bike reached southbound 4th Street at Goddard, officers saw that the dirt bike did not have a license plate on it and attempted to make a traffic stop. The driver, Cunningham, later pulled right, cutting off several southbound vehicles and entered the bar parking lot. Officers activated all emergency lights and siren in an attempt to stop him, Mr. Cunningham. Mr. Cunningham sped through the lot and onto northbound Juilliard towards Goddard. Officers lost sight of Mr. Cunningham for a few seconds. When we got to Fort Goddard, officers observed Cunningham driving northbound on Fort approaching Goddard. Officer Judge and Haskin approached the intersection. Cunningham turned the bike at them, nearly striking them, made the illegal turn onto westbound Goddard and fled northbound. As DC Hamilton and I got to the intersection, we attempted to stop Cunningham, but he was able to drive around our vehicle and flee westbound on Goddard. Excuse me. As Cunningham passed officer's vehicle, DC Hamilton saw the end of a handgun sticking out on the right side of Cunningham's pants and waistband. Cunningham reached speeds of 75 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone, failing to stop at all traffic control devices. Cunningham turned northbound on Dix from Goddard. Then he made a U-turn, went back southbound on Dix, and while southbound on Dix through the intersection of Goddard doing a wheelie. As he southbound, he reached speeds over 70 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone. At Dix and Wesley, Miss Cunningham drove onto the sidewalk, turned around, drove right back at officers, nearly striking the front of their cars, and continued to flee northbound from Dix at a high rate of speed. At speeds over 75 miles an hour, disregarding all traffic control devices. Once Miss Cunningham entered northbound I-75, the chase was terminated. The Wyandotte Police Department put images from the in-car cameras of the driver of the dirt bike on the department Facebook page asking for assistance. The department received numerous tips that the bike was driven by Mr. Javion Campbell. Detroit police officer Steve Kosa called and stated he went to high school with Cunningham. He's positive it was him driving. He provided us with his Facebook profile name. Detective Geiger was there to pull several screenshots off the Facebook page, which Mr. Cunningham was identified as the driver of the bike. Officers used he has a lower sleeve tattoo on his left arm that was visible during the pursuit, and on his Facebook page, we were able to track him. We did try to attempt to arrest Mr. Cunningham on June 27th at his house at 14 Apple Grove in the city of Ecorse. His wife saw officers approaching. As she exited the house, she ran back in the house. Took about 10 minutes to come out. Refused to have Mr. Cunningham come out. Refused to let officers in. Officers left and took the warrant for his arrest.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your
And I apologize for having to repeat on that.
Wow.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so those go back. Those go to Laura.
Yep.
So one goes off the record.
Okay, here we go. General
All right.
Custard.
And
General Custard, you're up. They are going tit for tat, Laura and Monica. Greens are flying. Grab your membership, people.
so we are going on the record in the matter of the city of Wyandotte versus William Hyden, 231697. And appearance counsel.
Your Honor, Richard T. Serrano, P33828, appears in Emmett Council. On behalf and with the defendant who's presently in custody, we appear via Zoom. No objection to that. And for purpose of arraignment, we waive formal reading, stand mute.
All right, thank you. The court. Mr. Hyden, can you please state your name for the record?
Andrew Hyden.
I'm sorry, your first name, please?
William.
William? Okay. All right, the court will waive the formal reading, enter plea of not guilty for
Maybe you
purpose of
should.
the arraignment. I'm sorry?
Nothing, Your Honor, sorry.
Mute, dude. Mute.
Enter plea of not guilty for purposes of the arraignment. Set this matter for pretrial on
Thank you, Toby. Good to see you.
July 18th. At 9:50 a.m. And counsel asked to bond.
Your Honor, excuse me, my client tells me he's not on probation or parole. He may have a case pending that's an old case for a driving license suspended. Your Honor, he works odd jobs. He supports no children. Your Honor, we would ask the court to impose a personal bond. He promises to be back in court, or bond he can reasonably expect to post. As I said, his income is very sporadic, Your Honor.
Thanks, Leanne.
Okay, and so
Oh. Thank you, Jennifer. Awesome.
Mr. Hyden, where do you live? Because I'm showing that you don't have a place of residency.
I'm homeless.
Oh.
I'm sorry, counsel, did you say that your client does or does not work?
I do
He
work.
told me he works odd jobs when he can. Odd jobs, lawn care,
Running Pickett's Charge, Gettysburg.
construction, things of that nature.
Marching
All right,
with the
sir.
Confederates.
Is there a reason why you don't work? Is there a reason why you don't work full time?
Let's see, COVID, one thing, my criminal past record is another thing. I have,
In the chat, are we a little too far out to use COVID as an excuse anymore? Is COVID a valid excuse anymore? Yes or no? Oh, that's a poll. That's a poll question for another day. It's just Saturday. I'm not putting it a poll. Come on, COVID. Come on, dude.
well, I was working full-time, part-time with this, Zane Sheldon Smiley. He's just now recuperated from a stroke. That's why I haven't been in actual like full-time work. I'm supposed to go back to work with him starting on Monday. I was supposed to meet with him today because he buys houses and flips them. I was going to get a key to start cleaning out one of the houses, and he was gonna let me stay inside there while we were working on this house.
Interesting.
I have odd jobs. I've got 5 people I cut their grass every week for. I work for Sheldon Smiley, doing construction, small construction with him.
Grab 'em.
And I have another guy, Mike Burrell, that I do concrete work with him, usually on Saturday and Sundays.
Okay, sir, you don't have any convictions since 2005 on your criminal history, so tell me how that's preventing you from getting full-time employment.
My career choice, I've always done lawn care. Nobody wants to pay me what I'm worth. So I just do what I can to make money now. That's
And what do you think that you're worth, sir?
at least 15, at 17 an hour. I've been doing lawn care for 30 years. Every company I work for, they literally tell you I knock hours off of their labor because of my experience.
Heather, thank you for the dono. Heather, you are VIP status, so we talking about co-hosting. You're up there.
But they don't want to pay me. The best payment that I had when I worked for US Lawn, and he was only paying me 14 an hour.
And so why'd you stop working there?
Because he wanted me to train 5 different guys and still pay me 14 an hour. I don't compromise on my principles, that's why.
Ooh.
Okay.
Tisk.
But we don't know where to find you, sir, if you don't show up.
I will show up. I'll be on North Drive. I'm working on 2 houses on North Drive in Wyandotte.
On where?
North Drive. Right off
You rock, Linda. Thank you very much.
of 6th Street. Sheldon Smiley just purchased another house. We were working on one across the street. He found out the one across the street was for sale. He turned around and bought that one. I'm supposed to start Monday working on that one. I'm always in Wyandotte. That's why I don't even leave Wyandotte half the time. Only time I leave Wyandotte is when I'm doing concrete with Mike. But most of the work I do is here in Wyandotte.
If you were to
With
test
Mike.
today, what would be detected in your system?
Marijuana is the only thing in my system.
Shocker.
All
I
right.
don't drink. I don't do hardcore drugs. That's the only reason why I'm homeless is because I don't have a full steady income all the time.
He doesn't seem like a big druggie to me either. He seems a little genuine to me. I don't know. Maybe he meant with the C word because he couldn't find work, maybe. But come on, man. Let's go.
That's the only reason why.
Sir, even though you've done, sir, please listen. Even though you've done lawn care for 30 years, doesn't mean that you can't obtain employment in other areas so that you can supplement your income. And then
That's what I'm doing now
money
because
to afford. Please
Sorry.
stop. So that you can then have money to afford housing for yourself. The court's going to indicate, based upon your fact that you don't have anywhere that you
You're the
reside,
best.
and the court has taken into account your criminal history, which are of similar nature, the court is going to indicate the $5,000 10% bond. In the event you post bond, you're to have a GPS tether, no house arrest, not to possess and consume any alcohol or drugs that are not prescribed. You on July 18th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, have a good day. We're going to be off the record.
We have another one from DeSanto. With the C word, not see you next Tuesday, Valerie. I had when I got it once. And I don't know if this has happened to anybody else, but since I got it, I would say 4, maybe 5 times a week, maybe even more. I get this smoke smell, like someone's smoking in my face. And if I even see like smoking on TV, I smell smoke like someone's smoking in my face. I went to the doctor. It's actually something. It's like a pseudo smoke. That it's one of the side effects of the C word. Couldn't believe it. Unbelievable. So I thought I was gonna have like a stroke. You know, you like smell something burnt. It's not burning. It's like cigarette smoke. And I looked it up. I went to the doctor, and he said it's a thing. Awful. Of course, me. Toby with the super chat, co-host Euro conversation. Yes, overseas. We have an overseas convo. Love it. All right, here we go. Next up, let's go. DeSanto. And not for nothing, but I think Judge DeSanto
I have another court standing by.
may get maybe a little jealous with all the attention I'm giving Judge Bryant. So I may have to lay off Judge Bryant for a little while. I don't know. She did go on a little late. She may be a little jealous about what's going on.
Okay, you already spoke to Mr. Stanley, correct, Mr. Serrano?
Yes, I have.
Oh, this guy's
Okay.
great. Here we
All
go.
right, we are on the record in the matters of the city of Wyandotte versus Daryl Stanley, 231685, and the city of Wyandotte versus Daryl Stanley, 231677. And counsel, your appearance, please.
Your Honor, Richard T. Serrano.
Dude, fix your
on
mic.
behalf of Mr. Stanley in all matters regarding
No DeSanto next week. And really, can you fix your mic? Guys, I'm going to go through this so we don't have to hear this guy. Hold on.
2023.
Okay,
All
here we
right.
go.
And counsel as to bond.
Your Honor, I understand my client was out on a personal bond on the earlier case, and then is alleged that he engaged in conduct similar to that which he was originally charged. Your Honor, we've discussed the matter at length. He wants to get into some programs. He's been looking into getting into Lighthouse. Your Honor, he is has alcohol convictions
Thank
in the
you,
past.
Ann.
He is
Thank you,
tells me
Ann.
he's currently not having any cases pending other than what we have here, the 2 cases here. And he's working full time at the car wash. Your Honor, we would hope the court would give him another chance, give him a personal bond, perhaps put a tether on him. But Your Honor, he will show up in court. He's told me this time. He is presently not on probation and parole, as I mentioned. And we would hope the court would take that into discretion.
Okay, so this shows operating while impaired 2018,
Yes.
2020, June of 2023. Serving the peace with no late pros, disorderly person was pled guilty. And so, Mr. Stanley, your sentence on that was 15 days jail?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, so then when were you released?
The 11th.
All right, Toby. Hit me up in the Discord, Toby.
You were released June 11th?
Yes.
So you just pled guilty and were sentenced, or you were just sentenced at least. It appears on June 20th. And you were sentenced to 15 days jail. Was that credit for time served, or did you have to serve an additional 15 days?
Time served.
I served 15 days and got time served and was released.
So how many days did you actually serve of that 15?
15, it was from the 5th to the 20th, it was from the 5th to the 20th. I had the date wrong, I'm sorry.
And other than July 5th, which was the first arrest in this jurisdiction, in these two matters, did you have any other contacts with police agencies from the time you were released on June 20th to July 5th?
No, Your Honor.
And sir, if you were to be tested today, what would be detected in your system?
No drugs, Your Honor.
I didn't ask that. I said, what would be detected in your system, not what would it be detected in your system?
Nothing would be detected in my system except for alcohol, a little alcohol maybe from before.
Nothing would be in my system except for alcohol. So something would be in your system. Semantics.
Sir, where do you work?
I work at a Pro Shine Express car wash in Southgate.
How do you get back and forth to work? Because you don't have a valid license, do you?
No, I've been Ubering or walking. Well,
All the way from Taylor?
yeah, it's like 3 miles. No, not from Wyandotte, not from Taylor, Wyandotte.
See? He's in a bad mood. I'm sorry, Judge.
Do you know your address, sir, or no?
Yes,
Okay, well, you didn't complete it on the paperwork.
yeah, I'm trying to move out from there to Lighthouse in Plymouth.
Would it be the apartment number 4 address?
The address is 2210.
I'm looking at the other case, so I just want to make sure that's your current address.
Yes,
Okay. And how long have you been at that address?
2 years.
So then why have you not changed your address with the Secretary of State? They still have your Taylor address.
I haven't gotten my license back. I guess I'll update that when I got my license, which I'm currently trying to get.
Well, I don't believe this is the way to do that. And then it's alleged that not only were you had been released from the police department.
No, you shouldn't have deleted that, Laura, because I would have told Joel that he should have watched the first 10 minutes of this live stream and know why I'm not going to be the reason why Judge Bryant's not going to stop streaming. So
And then it's alleged you went right out and did the same thing.
Oh, really, Jen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ooh.
So here's the court's going to do on 231677. The court's going to indicate a $5,000 10% bond. In the event you post bond, you're not to be released without an alcohol tether through the Wayne County Jail. And to possess and consume alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. Then on 231685, the court's going to indicate a $7,500 10% bond. Same conditions, alcohol tether through the Wayne County.
Yeah. Get him out. He's a jerk off. Bye-bye, Joel. Get out of your mother's basement.
Jail. And not to possess
So
consuming alcohol or
stupid.
drugs unless prescribed. Anything else, counsel?
Your Honor.
Nothing further, Your
Shut
Honor.
up, the
Thank
crazy
you.
one.
Your
Thank
Honor,
you. Okay. Yes, sir?
Could I ask, conditions of bond, I have $200 if I can post for bond and then I can keep my job, if you would be willing to accept that, please, Your Honor?
Sir, you had that opportunity previously. When you were released on Wednesday, I believe, and you were rearrested for the same offense. So if you have some monetary stake in the game, perhaps you will make sure that you are complying with this court's orders. Furthermore, you're not going to be released without an alcohol tether through the Wayne County Jail. So, and that may be a couple of days before you get that put on. So I don't know. You may want to have some communication with your employer, but that's where we're at for that. All right, anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Good weekend.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, we're gonna, have a good day. We're gonna be on the record, we're gonna be off the record, but Joe. Can you zoom in? Can you message Joe to have him zoom back in, please, for his landlord-tenant matter?
All right, here we go. We are going to the one I got today. It was at a Judge Fink's courtroom, but it was her backup. I think it's her name's Judge Garwood. It's a goodie. Yeah, the reason why we're getting trolls is because we made it, people. We're at, hit 15K today. And apparently I'm full of myself. Pretty much the most humble person in court shows, but well, Zach Zern, you're a douche. Alright, here we go. Let's do it. This was a goodie. It's a little frightening. Let's have some fun. You know what? Let's bring the trolls on.
Okay, perfect.
It just needs to be turned so we can see Mr. Webb.
On our
There we
end, it still says it. There's no video. It's weird.
We can see you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're good. All right, we are back on the record. This is case AAPD 23-28611. Good morning to you. Can you tell me your name for the record, please?
Corbin Avery Webb.
Thank you. And Mr. Webb, I'm Magistrate Garwood. I'll handle your case today. I want to make you aware of a bit of housekeeping. First, we're doing this by Zoom. If something happens that you can't hear or see me, let me know right away. Otherwise, I will assume.
I think we're gonna give Deborah a wrench. I like Deborah Baker. She keeps me in check like Monica and Laura and Chris. Michelle. Let's
Our connection's working just
Deborah.
fine.
What do we think?
Second, the courthouse is closed to the public today. The public has the
Pull and
right to
rank,
hear and
Monica.
see what we're doing here in the courtroom. So this case is being broadcast live on our YouTube channel. And when we're done here today, it's going to come off of the YouTube channel. You understand?
Yeah.
The 6,000.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Yes.
Thank you. And you had a chance to speak with the public defender. When you spoke with Ms. Coons, you provided her with your current contact information. Is the information you provided true and accurate?
Yes.
Thank you. You have the
All right, hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm picking up some echo. Just give me 1 second. I'll give you a clip while I'm pulling this one out. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. Yeah, don't know what happened there.
Today's jail credit, there'd be a $370 fine and adjudication guilty. $30 jail, 2 days credit, and $370. Mr. Bremer, is that agreeable with the state?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Davis, could you hear that plea agreement on the misdemeanor charge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Davis, is that the plea you would like to enter to resolve that case?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Davis, has he already signed the waiver of rights, Mr. McDaniel?
Yes, Your Honor.
The waiver of rights form that you've already signed waives your right to a trial and your right to call and cross-examine witnesses. Mr. Davis, I'm going to accept that plea of no contest to the charge of carrying a concealed weapon. A judge you guilty, sentence you to 30 days in jail, give you credit for 2 days you've served. I'm also going to order court costs and fines of $370. There will be a civil judgment for that amount unless you get them worked off. Hopefully you'll get them worked off and won't owe the civil judgment. So that takes care of your new charge, Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis, you're on bond in case 23-243 CF. Ms. Bremer, I'm not going to revoke his bond based on the new misdemeanor. If the state wants to ask Judge Garcia to revoke his bond, you need to file a motion and set it for a hearing. He's going to be in jail at least for at least 25-ish days. So he'll be there a little while. It was brass knuckles in his pocket allegedly, and I don't know that I want to revoke his bond, have him sitting there for months for that.
Yes.
So if y'all want to ask Judge Garcia to do that, it's her case.
Yes, sir.
The other charges I'm about to go over, Mr. Davis, allegedly happened before your bond, so they can't violate your bond. So these new charges are ag assault with a deadly weapon, battery, domestic violence, and criminal mischief. Now, let me first, the complaint, Ms. Bremer and Ms. Jeffcoat, alleges criminal mischief and never mentions a dollar amount at all. This is a second-degree misdemeanor. The information filed alleges it's a first-degree misdemeanor, but there's no under oath documentation in the clerk's file. So the prosecutor may have got under oath testimony or something. So, but there's nothing for me to base probable cause on the first-degree misdemeanor. So all I can find probable cause, unless you have something I don't know about,
No, Your Honor,
is on the
we're
second
fine
degree.
with treating it as a second-degree misdemeanor for first appearance purposes.
Thank you, Mr. Jeffcoat. So
Thank
for
you,
bond
Ann.
purposes, you're accused of the following, Mr. Davis: ag assault with a deadly weapon, battery, and criminal mischief. Hang on just a second. Someone just came to the court. Remember, you here on this case? Okay, I thought you were. Now, are you Miss Turner? Miss Turner, in the case he already had pending, the one he's on bond on,
Thank you.
there's a condition of no contact with a Miss Turner, but it's a different first name. Are you Latette Turner? How do you say your first name? You're who? Naina. Who is Latete? Okay, so one complaint has you by your middle name, and then one has you by your first name. It's the same person, right? Okay.
Mass
Anything
confusion.
you want to say, or anything you're just here to see what happened?
What he was out on bond on, it happened after the initial.
So the one happened, he was not arrested on. They have you named under your middle name.
Right.
Then he had another incident happens. He gets arrested for I order no contact.
What happened on May 1st? And then
Right.
what happened on May 10th?
So this one allegedly happened before he was even on bond. Okay, so it does not revoke your bond, Mr. Davis, like I told you earlier. So I'm going to set you bonds in this case. Your bond on the ag assault, the deadly weapon is going to be $5,000. The other two charges will be $2,500 each. Your total bond from today is $10,000. So listen to me. You've got bond set today. You've got a misdemeanor sentence that you're serving, but then you've got another case that Judge Garcia may or may not revoke your bond in. I'm not revoking it because the only thing that out there to revoke your bond is having brass knuckles in your pocket allegedly, and I'm not going to do that with what information I have. So when you finish your misdemeanor sentence, if Judge Garcia has not revoked your bond, you'll be eligible to post bond in a new case and be released, but the condition of no contact still applies if you do that. Mr. Davis, I know it gets a little confusing, but do you have any questions?
Thank you.
I'm just trying to get confused about these new charges and stuff, like aggravated and stuff. Like, where is this stuff coming from?
You want me to
Like, I put
summarize
something on.
do you want me to
I wasn't
summarize
even,
the
y'all saying
complaint?
something that happened, and they're saying that the warrant was issued in June. I'm trying to figure out when did this incident occur, because I wasn't even in
It
town.
supposedly occurred May 1st. May 1st. That's when it supposedly occurred.
I wasn't even in town. I was down in
Yeah.
Miami.
And if you have documentation of that, that certainly could convince a judge to lower the bond or give you a release on that. The bottom line is you've got to finish your misdemeanor sentence. Once you finish the
Right.
misdemeanor sentence, you can see where things stand, okay?
All right.
Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Okay. All right. I got it running. Sorry about that, guys. All right, here we go. This one happened. This was not from today. I saw Robin. Robin, you asked if this was for today. I don't know if that's what you're asking. No, this one was from about a week ago. I have a vault for situations like this. So I'm going to put up the one from today. So it was an 18-year-old kid, and just hear what he did. Quite frightening. All right, let's roll.
Public defender, when you spoke with Ms. Coons, you provided her with your current contact information. Is the information you provided true and accurate?
Yes.
Thank you. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, the court will refer you to the local appointing authority, and they will make investigation as to representation. That means they'll be in touch with you to get additional information, and then they'll handle things going forward. Additionally, you have the right to a trial. Do you understand your rights as I've explained them to you?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. We will proceed then with the public defender assisting you today through Ms. Coons. And counsel, you're welcome to proceed with appearances. We'll start with the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Grace Britton, appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning.
Bridget Coons from the Public Defender's Office on behalf of Mr. Webb.
Good morning to you as well. Ms. Coons, would you like me to read the complaint in this matter? Or do you waive formal reading?
We would like to waive formal reading and stand mute.
Thank you. By standing mute, that means that you'll remain silent as to the single charge. And the court, with you standing mute, I'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. I'm going to schedule you for your next court date. This case will be assigned to Judge Perry at the 15th District Court, downtown Ann Arbor. She will be able to see you on July 19th at 9 a.m. or soon thereafter as your case can be called. You're welcome to participate on that day by Zoom or in person. That's your choice. You don't have to tell me now. We'll send you a notice to appear. You'll get additional information regarding that date from the Public Defender's Office. Do you understand?
I do understand.
So the next thing we'll need to address in this matter is bond. There are two parts to bond. Bond conditions. Those are things the court tells you you can and cannot do. If you violate a bond condition, you're subject to immediate arrest. The other side of bond is whether you can be released today on your own or whether you'd have to post a bond in order to be released. Before I make any decisions regarding bond or bond conditions, I will hear from your counsel. I'll hear from Ms. Broughton if she wishes to be heard as well. I did have a chance to review her written request as well as the written request of law enforcement, and I've had a chance to review the complaint. Your bond conditions, they will be in writing. Would the people like to be heard in this matter?
Very briefly, Your Honor. Just to say that this is a case in which the defendant is a young man. He's 18 years old. He has, I think, one prior OWI. However, this was a terrifying situation for the family when he walked into their home unannounced. And I don't know if there was a drug problem or some reason for which he entered their house when the father was trying to keep him out. But for those reasons, Your Honor, that is why we're asking for the bond that we requested.
And can you tell me, counsel, at what approximate time did this take place?
Yes, Judge, I can pull up the police reports. I believe it was early this morning, I would like to say, but let me confirm that, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Just taking a second to pull this up. It looks here like it happened 1:19 this morning.
1:19 a.m. Thank you. And no connection to the people who reside there. Is that correct?
None, no, Your Honor.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you. All right. Ms. Coons, would you like to address bond?
Yes, we would be asking for a personal bond in this matter. My client is an 18-year-old who just graduated high school last month. As Ms. Bryant stated, his only prior offense is a traffic-related OWI. He is working full-time right now at Forward Design as a laborer in Ann Arbor. He does have the local support of his mom and dad and lives within the local area. So for those reasons, we would be asking for a personal bond.
Do you have access to the complaints in front of you, Ms. Coons?
Yes, I do.
And is that I don't have your form yet. Is that the address where Mr. Webb resides?
No. Are you talking about the alleged incident, the address where he resides?
So I have an address, the house number is 922. Is that where Mr. Webb resides?
1 second.
I think Mr. Webb's doing a thumbs up. Is that right?
Yeah. 922 Raymond Street, Your Honor.
Okay, so anything further from the people? Council's muted, but she's shaking her head no, so we'll take that as a no. All right, so this is where we stand on this case. I'm going to set bond conditions for you. As a homeowner, this case is concerning because it's alleged at 1:19 in the morning, you were nowhere near where you live, several miles from where you live, and it's alleged that you entered someone's house without permission. And when you were told to leave, you refused. And that's of significant concern. That makes you a risk to have out in the community if you're entering random people's homes in the middle of the night where you don't live and then not leaving. That's a problem for the court. So, and the fact that you're 18, so I'm hoping that you weren't drunk because you're only 18. And that's a separate issue if you were drunk at the time. The information I have doesn't make any indication as far as if you were on something, what you were on. I don't want you to tell me any of that information. So I am concerned for the safety of the community at large based upon the information that's been presented to me. I'm going to set bond conditions that will hopefully help to keep everyone safe. You are not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol, illegal drugs, or marijuana. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you have a medical marijuana card?
No.
Congrats.
You are going to have intermediate supervision with our community corrections department. That's going to include drug and alcohol testing. That is to ensure that you are not using. Upon your release from jail, you'll have to report to community corrections. They are closed on the weekends. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You are to have no assaultive behavior towards anyone. So do not assault, harass, intimidate, beat, molest, wound, or threaten anyone. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You are to have no contact with any of the residents at 60 Westover. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You are not to enter or go to that address, 60 Westover. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to leave the state of Michigan without prior permission of the court.
No.
You are not to commit any crimes while your case is pending. You're required to appear for any and all court hearings and other places as directed by the court. All of your conditions, they will exist whether you're in custody or out of custody, and they remain in full force and effect until changed by the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I am going to set a cash bond in this matter based upon the reasons I've stated on the record. I am concerned for the safety of the community at large when we have someone in the middle of the night entering into a home that is not theirs. That is not next door to their own house, you know, a circumstance like that, something where you know the people, when you're told to leave, you don't leave. That's actually kind of terrifying to me. So I'm going to set a cash bond in this matter. It's going to be $5,000 cash or surety, no 10% privilege. In order to be released, that bond would have to be posted. Again, if you are released over the weekend, on the next business day, you have to get to community corrections to begin your drug and alcohol testing. You'll have to bring photo ID, and you have to have $12. If you don't have a photo ID, you can get your jail booking photos when you leave. Do you have any questions for me?
No, Your Honor.
Anything further from the people?
Your Honor, we would request a tether if he is released, or if he
Ooh.
does post cash.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing
We
you.
would, sorry, Honor. Did you mention tether if he is able to post bond?
Scottish.
A tether requirement?
I'm still having trouble hearing you. One more time.
Tether,
It's
Your
kind of-
Honor? Are we able to ask for a tether requirement if he posts bond?
What kind of tether? I'm not going to put a tether so he doesn't go to that address.
Just to monitor where he is going.
A GPS tether?
Yes, please, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Coons, any response to that request?
So GPS tether is costly. We would ask that the court consider not applying it for the defendant.
Mr. Webb, are you working?
Yeah, full time.
Where do you work?
I work technically 3 different jobs. I work for Forward Interior Design, which is why I went to that house that night, because we go to job sites and I thought that that was my job site. It was not my job site. But anyway, moving on from that, I also work at Liberty Athletic Club, and I'm a referee for soccer on the weekends.
Tasha.
Okay,
Thank
so how
you.
many hours a week on average do you work?
I think it's somewhere in the 50s, because I work 8 to 4 at the Forwards every single day, and then 3 of the days of the week I work 4 to 6:30 at Liberty. So I'm sorry, my head's pretty foggy right now. I can't really do the math, but it's somewhere around 50.
Okay, so based upon that information, I am going to order a GPS tether be placed prior to your release. And tethers are not placed on the weekends, they're only placed during weekdays. So that tether would be placed on Monday, and then you'd have to post the $5,000 bond. And then we'll be able to keep track of your whereabouts. Anything further from the people?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
So this kid said he thought he was supposed to be at work. So I don't know what exactly his deal was. You think he was drunk? High? It's crazy. Crazy.
Thank you. Ms. Coons, anything further?
Nothing further. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Webb, anything further?
No.
All right, then you are all set. You can stand up and go to the door to let the jail staff know you're done. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
He's a good kid. Just caught up in the wrong situation. You know, just going in somebody's house and not leaving when they ask him to. That is the scary part. Like, are you kidding me? Just responding to one of the comments, Old and Bright, if you listen to the live before, I'm gonna do a couple tweaks to Judge Bryant's courtroom, but I'm also going to change up some of the ways that I handle the defendants. I never really disrespected anyone, but I could be a little more compassionate. So, guys, it was awesome. Over 300 in the chat. I hope you all come back, visit me again. We have a lot of fun in here. This is every live. This is no different than the next. And again, I am inviting Judge Bryant to come to the show. She wants a forum. She wants something. Let's do a Q&A, Judge. And we'll do it for charity. All the supers go into a charity of your choice. We hit 15K today. I really appreciate everything. I am going to have a premiere later on. Have a little more fun. If you guys don't already know, this is therapy for me. You guys are great. Yeah, it's awesome to be monetized, but this is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's fun work, and I do it for you guys. And I appreciate everything. God bless you all. Never go to bed angry. Kiss your loved ones. I'm Time, and you have been served.